Alright guys, going into the final game for tonight. Um, I don't remember which one of these it is. Shit. But just to touch on the CS per minute that I was talking about in the previous two VODs. I set it at 8 originally, then moved it up to 9. We're still going to keep it at the 9. This is the wrong VOD too. But if you guys end up having a lot of skirmishes and things of that nature that aren't around objectives, then obviously you're not going to get the 9 per minute. And that's something that I will obviously take note of and everything along those lines. But we also, in a lot of instances, if you watch these professional games, they don't fight nearly as often. Um, so their CS, it's a lot easier for them to make 10 and 11 um, CS per minute. So it's just something I want us to set as a goal and to try to achieve as much as we possibly can. Because as we grow as a team too, we're going to take a lot smarter fights and just do things a hell of a lot more efficiently. So we don't have to worry about ever being down in CS unless we're just in an absolute terrible matchup that is going to cause us to be down in it. And that I will never hold against you guys. Sometimes in drafts we're just going to get counterpicked and it's just gonna suck. But and that's perfectly fine. But it's just something I want to keep track of so you guys have a goal of what to look for. So again, this game we're playing versus something we have not played versus as a team. This is a terrible flash, by the way, by him. Because even if the Jacks had to like immediately flash for it to even have a chance. So that was really bad. But going back to it, we haven't played versus an Ivern yet, so it's a lot different from Central's perspective because he can really do some. If he has Smite up, especially with 2 charges. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this too real fast. Whenever we know that they're basically here, and then we see her right here, I'm pretty sure we get vision of her. If I'm not mistaken, let me just double check. Okay, never mind. I was wondering why we threw the ball out here, but she barely was like right here. Yeah, she barely was like outside of the spectrum, so that's fine. I was wondering why we threw the ball, but now I know why. We never actually got to see him. But whenever they do invades like that and we get vision like that, we just need to make sure that we immediately go over here and get the counter vision. Um, and it's very important we get one here, but we still get the trailing vision here. And this is something I should have pointed out in the first game as well, when they had Jarvan, I believe, that they knew that this pixel was warded, so the Jarvan did um, red to Krugs, and then he wrapped around this way and kept the scuttle up here so we didn't know he was there. So that's just something to take into consideration for you, Central, as well as everyone else. But this is why we need to get information of where they start. So you guys can know if we don't see them down here, basically, for the scuttle, that he may be still on that side of the map. And again, this is a game where they counterpicked both solo lanes against us. And technically their bottom lane is not supposed to lose versus us. So it's even more important why I was saying taking that dive central was a huge risk because you're giving the gold to the person that's supposed to win this matchup. And we had to blow 2 flashes. Um, yeah, there's no way for you to know that they started over here, that he stayed over here. The only thing I could suggest that we try to do whenever we know they invade is Peridian. You just or you never mind. You put your ward on the tri-bush, so you're fine. I was gonna say stay in here and then ward over the wall, but we already put it down, which is good. Which is what I wanted you guys to do. So yeah, there's no way you'll know about this um, gank coming. So the only thing is just the same thing I always mention. You're in a losing matchup. and it's already pushing towards you, just back up. If you miss CS in a losing matchup like this, I don't give a shit. Just survive. Obviously, like I said though before already, you're not going to know about that gank because his pathing. So good job bottom backing up too, because they will get the um, level 2 first. So you just want to kind of just chill out like we talk about all the time. They got it right there on that minion. And you guys still have 3 minions to go. So you get it now. But yeah, this is the game where you those 2 minions you miss a decent amount of minions. Again, just going back to that kind of stuff. But this right here, as soon as she blows her flash, nope, should not be flashing back after. You just did such a big favor for Dawn here that you still having flash and being able to return gank would have been 100% the best thing. But instead we had to blow both flashes to get 1 kill, and we gave the gold to the person that counters. We gotta not do that stuff. There's another CS right there. And on top of that, now the Ivern has all the tempo on the map, so he can go counter jungle anything he wants that's still available. Like he already marked your camp here, so he has no worries about going in to get it. He could have went down here because his bottom lane has priority. Like just think of it in more than just like this small trade. Like you won when she flashed. Just take that small win. I tell you guys that all the time. You get crab up there. And then in this instance right now too, Central, you have to be aware where Cinder's at, that she most likely doesn't have a ward on your side um, up to the pixel brush at least. So you should probably be just waiting um, for Dawn to come back because she doesn't have flash now. And again, if you look at the wave before you come up here, like this wave is also pushing towards, this is pushing towards Jax. So by the time you get up to this tri-bush, it's heavily weighted towards his side. So if you don't get the go right now, he's just going to get out. So this is just again something I keep repeating is when you come to gank, you need to look at his wave before you get into the lane. So you guys need to really start using the F keys, especially use central because you're looking to help out all the lanes. And then because she's being so aggressive like this right now, um, you know she doesn't have flash, you should really be looking to like wrap around her. So even if you came up here and then you see the wave like this, if you can't get to it, you can just wrap around and try to go to mid because of her positioning. But I think if you would have looked at the wave before you went in, you would have just basically waited for Dawn to get back to lane and then ganked. So now there's window of opportunities closing. Also, I can't remember for some reason off the top of my head what the amount of money you need to get Cutlass, but that should be your goal for your first back. If not that, at least the Vampiric Scepter, which is 900, which I believe you have right now. Again, you're in a bad matchup and the wave's already pushing towards you, buddy. Just back the fuck up. There's no reason for you to be up there. So you just took half your hit points in a trade that doesn't even need to happen. And now the timing of this is great because you are already up there counter jungling them, but now you know for sure that you're perfectly safe. You got the wards down and everything, so this is a good job by you, Central. But again, you have all that vision here too. Like you could definitely be trying to make a play on her uh, mid. This wave's about to crash and probably it's pushing too. It's going to come to our side. You could definitely have tried to make a play here. You have no mana. Never mind. You're fine. I should probably look at the mana before I start talking. It's a good trade. Just back up right there. It was a really good trade. And there's Central's counter jungling and vision that just got us all the information that we needed right there. This is a good job by Dawn. Let's go back and watch it. I was looking at the mini-map the whole time. So this, again, this guy should be paying attention to when Dawn hits 6. Because as soon as Dawn hits 6, if this guy's standing at the turret, Dawn's going to fuck him up. Right there. Perfect job by Dawn. Guy has 1 minion left, and he's just standing there taking it. As soon as he's still in range, though, you should just be walking back, just to make sure, because if he tries to throw a Q, you just gotta make sure you don't trade 1-for-1 there. But that was a really good job, buddy. Once you know he's dead, you don't have to auto. That turret was still firing at him. That's all I'm saying. Little details, man. So this is Ivern counter jungling us. He didn't get any information at all. He just basically assumed what your path was going to be because of the time. As again, remember the time of second buffs. I don't think this is where you outplay him. This is where I got worried because Jax hit you so hard there. So we pushed up bottom lane fairly far. Yeah, we need to basically get this shoved so we can go get ward in their blue side so we know if they go to dragon more. Because we have good triangle point of vision, but we don't know where Ivern is specifically still. This is a good... See? Beautiful. She flashed away. We don't have to flash under after. That's the gank that should have happened originally too. It was a good job by both of you there. Now she's fucked. And this is a good job by you, Mystic, tanking, and you, Peridian, just ulting him out. It's a good job. The crazy thing is, I thought this during the game, because the solution's a dumbass, is you could have ulted him and killed him right here, because he's stupid. But it was better to do what you did. And this is where they're not taking into consideration either. They should, same thing from the last game, they should not be doing this dragon right now because we have all the priority in the world mid lane, and they don't know where our jungler is now. And our bottom lane did not get chunked. So this is craziness by them right here. This is a good job by you guys. I don't know what your communication was in the game, but you should immediately told him that's what you're going to do, so Peridian could have stayed back and been safer. This is a really good flash by you, Peridian. Just make sure you guys are communicating. I'm going to flash taunt so-and-so. The Lucian you guys knew was low because of the last exchange. Just kill fucking Daisy earlier, though. Look, you just should walked away with 23 hit points. And then they're crazy for coming in for this. There's no way that the way, like all their cooldowns that are down, that they're going to win this. They're lucky that the timing of the timing of Central's ult was like a half second off because he would have blocked Syndra's whole ultimate otherwise. It was really close. That's why fighting when your shit's on cooldown a lot of times is literally what wins or loses you a fight. That's why you'll see pro teams not taking fights because they have stuff on cooldown and they know they can't. Let's go back. So, 10 minutes. And this is probably our worst game of all the games for our overall CS. Bottom lane, we'll say, has 10 extra from that. Because I know Galio's passive fucks up the spoils of war sometimes. So you have 73, mid 62. But look how much Don's been fighting too. He's got 4 kills and an assist. And then um, Alex got put into a matchup that's not easy either. So just tracking RCS again though, we're basically 73 or lower at the 10-minute mark. Good job. You just blow her flash on cooldown basically, and then this is something though too. There's no way this guy wins this fight too. I'm surprised that he's pursued. But we need to always talk about the cooldown of TPs and stuff, just so we know that this is a possibility. Of course, I wasn't in your comms tonight, so I don't know specifically what was being said, but this should immediately be help me reset this wave, or help me shove this wave, and then we can basically reset. So we can go back and buy and reset and get ready to set up play for the Herald as well, because it's approaching 12 minutes. And Dawn, this was just your roam was late basically, so it was perfectly fine if you just stayed mid at this point. But we end up, I think this is the time where we kind of just waste time for a little while. And the Syndra's just shoving. Oh, this is where we get Herald, never mind. But you still, if your roam's late, just try to shove and keep the mid laner there, and then if we call to do Herald, because we're so much stronger in our 3 vs 3 right now, then we just take it. But good job by you two of doing it right now and recognizing that they cannot contest this at all. So it's a very good job. And a good roam coming out of the lane and setting up another kill for us. Mystic and Dawn again doing good there. Work on getting more plays where you get out of lane for roams like that. Especially when we know that we're doing like the Herald kind of play. Even if you don't go all the way up to Herald, if Dawn's the one that does, it's perfectly fine because you're still there to assist basically. So here, let's actually go back, because remember you haven't had Mystic here for a while, so you need to just shove this as fast as possible and then immediately go back. You kind of did. I mean, there's barely any hesitation, but sometimes we just die, and there's nothing we can do about it. I think this is where you make that you outplay him. No? I thought it was. Oh, I have it locked. Whoops. So let's go back. I don't know what your guys' communication is why I want to revisit this. Because Dawn is already moving down the river, and you see that Mystic took a step backwards. So I'm not sure if we knew that this was going to be a full-on like fledged roam and gank and everything here. So remember, you guys need to talk about this stuff ahead of time. Because look, it clearly wasn't because you didn't even finish your Krugs. So this is something, Dawn, you could call this out too since you're already roaming down river. It's like, hey, go on them hard right now and Central come. Just because he's making most of the shot calls, if you get a good roam like this, just call it. It doesn't matter who's calling the damn play. We end up getting a kill on the Braum anyway, but my whole point is we could have done it a lot simpler. And we almost, if he didn't have flash, we probably would have got 2 kills. And then we turned this into a 15-minute turret, and it gets a second charge, which is even better. And the coolest thing about this, there's multiple things that's really good about this. Dragons up is one of them. Peridian goes mid to just hold and try to soak up some farm while you guys are making a play. This is exactly what I was referring to you, Don, in the first game. If we're making a play somewhere else on the map, just chill out. Like, look how far back he is. He's just literally just trying to get farm where he can because he knows we're making a play somewhere else, and he knows that even though she's lower, the burst damage is just too much for him. So, and we also have TP advantage in this instance as well. So the tempo of this game is moving. So 15 minutes into the game, we're up 3.5k. It's good. And again, the macro is getting better by us overall, so it's promising. I'm trying to remember when the hell you outplay the. Oh, this was something too that was. It should have been called. I'm pretty sure it should have been called. We easily could have got a 2-for-1 here if we would have Mystics coming up here. If we just have Central basically sitting back here baiting and just have him go on the Jax and immediately then get ulted after the Jax jumps in on him, it would have been easy because we see Ivern is my point, and Mystic and Central on this side. I'm surprised we didn't try to do more. It was basically just a ult from Mystic instead of it being both of you guys, because you would let him basically bait it in even more. But I like this is where your communication's off too though. Look, he went backwards. You're in turret range, everything. This is where I know you guys are still having communication issues. Because you wouldn't be jumping backwards here. You'd be jumping forward. But this is also where Central should be ready for this play. And he's doing wolves. I completely understand why you're jumping backwards because of who it is, but A, you have to understand turret range, and B, communication should already be there from Mystic that he's coming. So you could have flipped them into turret range, and this just became an easy disengage from them. So it's still good play, Mystic being there ready kind of thing, but it could have been such a bigger advantage for us there. I'm fairly certain of that. And this is the instance as well. I know you're crazy strong right now, buddy, but we just made a play basically where 3 of us are on the top of the map. You have to chill out. Like, you already cleared the minions and everything. You have to chill out here. Luckily you get a good ult there, but it doesn't matter. They just basically nutted all over you because they wanted that shutdown gold too. Luckily Brahm's the one that got the kill. So you had a 600 gold bounty on your head. You just have to chill out. You're doing such a good job in this game already. This is where I was talking about, I almost like shit myself because you almost dunked Jax right on his head. Look at that. It was a good job though. That's what could have happened earlier though. If you guys would have talked about it ahead of time and set it up. Is that exact 3 versus 2? Because we saw the Ivern, we were fairly certain he was still here, like just the way the Jax was, like his body language was basically. So remember, you guys have communication. You can talk with each other easily. This is a good reset, faster reset by you, Central, because these two are the ones that should be at this turret all day here. You were low, and it's just way better for you to just reset there. And we also get mid turret for free because this is what I'm talking about, of us starting to have so much better macro. Like their back timings, Lucian was top lane because the Jax just died, and Syndra's bot lane, but there's no turret in the bottom side of the tier 1 and bot's gone. So they will still lose experience, but she could have easily saved that turret in the mid lane. She should have absolutely went mid because 3 of you guys showed top 2, and she can easily farm safely. But Pretty, you did really well rotating there. This is where you outplay him, isn't it? God damn it! When is it? I thought it was right there. Maybe it's the next little exchange right now. I think it is. You got the level advantage on him and everything too. You did not need. I thought you actually flashed out of his stun. You actually didn't need to at all. So you didn't outplay him. You're just stronger than him at this point. Because your flash was. I thought your flash was good because I thought you didn't get stunned. Yeah, if anything, if you flash up further this way, he is literally nowhere to go, and you're no matter what, you can't get stunned. I know that you knew at this point you could beat him, so I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just talking about the actual flash. I bet you money. Hey, look at this, how stupid this is. This is level 12 right here. Why is he fighting you 1 level down too? And you have more hit points than him. And you have Cleaver and Tabby finish. He has nothing. This is the kind of shit that literally loses matchups. He's supposed to beat you. Like this matchup is in his favor. It's not by much, but this is the kind of shit that just makes you you're going to be way stronger than him for longer now. So you'll see when you flip him here, if you start just kind of kiting upwards and then you flash upwards, you'll never get stunned, and you basically just trap him in the lane. But it didn't matter anyway. You didn't even have to flash because you just ult him and he's dead. Because look how much hit points you still have for when you could execute him. He still had like 310 hit points and you executed him. It's pretty awesome. It was a good job nonetheless. But a bigger point is I don't want you guys doing that shit. You're about to hit level 12 in a matchup you're supposed to win and you're down a level. Don't fucking take the fight until you match in levels at least. I think he still needed to finish Trinity before he beat you, so he shouldn't have probably even taken that fight. When you have Tabby, The hit point belt and cleaver finished already. Now we just have complete control of the game. Because he's like, him and Syndra are supposed to beat you guys, and Syndra's already way behind. Anytime we're fighting inside of their jungle too, I don't care who gets the kill, just finish the kill. Because we all just kind of just walked away there. If we're going to commit to something, just do it. Especially you guys should know Jax isn't able to be where you're at yet, and we have teleport on Alex if we need to. But now we just can immediately rotate bottom. I know Dragon's there, but they're down a guy, and you see, or maybe you don't see them. I don't remember if there was minions there or not, but you guys already prepped the wave bottom is my point. It easily should have been the bottom turret and then Dragon. You saw Syndra and you saw Ivern, so you know where two of them are. And you would have to assume Jax is coming down mid. The macro here should have just been straight bottom because you guys already had this prep. Look. Literally just straight to this turret for free, and then you go down the Dragon, and you're still 4 or 5 versus 4. I think we still get it right here. I don't remember if you guys back up or not. I think you kill Lucian, don't you? Yeah, because he's stupid. It doesn't matter if it's, again, just going back to the differences. Look at the levels. Come on, game. So just look at the levels. You're matched here, but we have an extra level here already too, and we have red buff. Your items are you have more items than him too, because you have three of the daggers. This Lucian should not be wanting this fight. No way. That's our ward, so they don't have ward of central, but he still should not want this fight no matter what. You still have flash and heal too, like, and that's how easy it was. This is the kind of stuff you guys need to really learn about matchups and stuff too. Like, this is exactly what I mean. He has 1,600 gold in his pocket when he dies. Why is he fighting without spending that money? It's just absolute stupidity. So now Braum dies because they wanted to fight that too. And now we get an inhibitor at 21 minutes. It's fucking amazing. And we still have TP on Alex, so if something bad happened, you guys could have just came over. But this was a good decision just disengaging here, because now we have the absolute control of the whole game. This is why Ivern's hard to put into compositions, because they literally had 2 counter picks in the solo lanes, so he should be incredibly strong, especially with the Jax Lucian. But we're just a better overall team than them. Like, look at the only place we're losing farming. We're losing we're losing in mid and the bottom lane, but we're killing them in the jungle, and we have 11 more kills total than them, so that's where we make up all the gold. And we have 3 dragons, and we have 5 turrets. Like, this is the teamwork, macro, and all that stuff that I'm talking about. Sometimes you're gonna have less CS, and it's not gonna matter. I'm just trying to set goals for us for like the first 10 minutes of the game, basically. This is the part I was telling you about Central that you scared the shit out of me. So I was like, did he DC or what happened? You just kind of chill at that bush without any vision, and you don't drop a ward either. You don't have a ward in your inventory. Look at this. You just stop moving. You got rooted. And then you're just, oh, I'm going to go for this ward. And then luckily we have a good ult here from Mystic, and your lifesteal Ivern goes down. And now since we already have the inhibitor down, um, bot lane, this is the same thing I was referring to the first game when we had Galio. We should be having one of you guys mid lane and then the other four in the top lane, because no matter what, the bottom lane is going to push. So if we have the fifth person in the middle lane shoving towards them, they can't deal with all three lanes. So then you just slow down. We get these two inner turrets for free because of Baron and this wave right here. It doesn't matter if if he farms all the way up to here with the stupid thing, we're just going to get these turrets before he can recall, and it's perfectly fine. And then the next wave of supers will shove him all the way back. It's good. We're just taking care of this is where I was talking about too. Like, your team is not with you at all. We don't have Galio all either right now. This is just there's no reason at all for this. We just got the Baron play. Just highly unnecessary. And now that the pace of the game is slowed down even further. Luckily, um, Jax didn't rotate there faster, or we would have been in trouble. Another good ult by Dawn. And this is what I was talking about. They have to answer to this lane. So that's why having the one of the two side lanes down first before mid is so much more beneficial for how you play out the Baron and the rest of the game, because you can basically just stand here and wait for someone to go to this wave once it gets to like the line, and then you just advance, and no matter what, you have the numbers advantage. I don't remember, maybe we actually do beat the 28-12 mark in this game. I think we might, because the file size was lower too. And since you guys have Baron here too, and you already knocked down the turret on the top, you guys do a really good job of calling to go middle after this too. So now we have the Galio ult, we have TP. So um, I don't want you to, when we have a team comp like this, where it is um, like the utility tank support and a TP player, I don't want you guys to do 1-3-1. I want you to do 1-3-1 like when we have assassins and stuff. So just in case you were thinking that in this moment, since we have TP and the Galio ult, I still want you to be in 4-1. The only good thing for us if we did 1-3-1 here is they don't really have hard engage. And as long as we had um, Zen and Ori in the same lane, the three-man group would be fine, because they can disengage with both their ults. So again, this is the benefit of the lane. Look, he just has to stand over there. So now we're 5 vs 4. Another good ult by Dawn, and you guys just end the game basically. I know you're probably tired of playing Urgot, but I love his ultimate so much. It's such a cool effect. You guys do set a different mark for fastest game. 26-28 is the fastest game. So obviously overall you guys did really good this game. There's still moments of craziness that we should never be doing. Um, Again, take small trades. Um, Really always think about anytime you're trying to make a decision, think about the information you already have. Where's the jungler at? Do they have TP? Like, talk to each other. If you're setting up a gank, going back to that counter gank on the Ivern and Jack's top lane, it should have been three of us there originally, because we saw the Ivern. We should have easily been able to bait him there, and then got a really good Galio ult into the Xin Zhao um, full kit basically. So guys really do are getting better at certain things. Our communication needs to be a lot clearer though. Like Dom was roaming down to bottom lane, and you could tell the communication wasn't there as fast as it should have been because Mystic was backing up after he taunted. Otherwise, he would have just went full in taunt and then E to ensure that we were getting one kill on that roam no matter what. So just make sure that um, you guys are communicating the whole time. Like, I'm going to be there in 10 seconds. You can go on them right now. Central, I need you to come right now. Um, and Central dropped doing Krugs and went right in to help you guys out. But if it had just been a smoother communication, then Mystic, since he was under turret, got turret aggro on him, he could have just kept going on the Braum, and that whole transition of that little roam and gank would have been even easier. You would have got the kill way sooner than we did in the lane. Because I don't remember if we blew flashes or not. I know that he did for sure, and I think Lucian did as well. Just to rub it in, Central destroyed the red inhibitor there. It says it right there, so I'm just going to bring it up. So he got the last kill of the game, basically. Um, yeah, but we're making from 1 week, week and a half of playing together, practicing together, and everything like that. We're making really good progress. So just keep in mind, you guys really can do a lot more than you already are. Like these two games that we won tonight is evidence of like how bad you can punish a team for making mistakes, and us having really good tempo, working together with our communication, vision control, all that stuff. So I just want you guys to really take that stuff into consideration um, even more when we're going forward, because I want us to have even more games that are just clean like that. I want us to win this season because I'm positive that we can with our lineup. So we just got to clean up um, the common mistakes first. You guys should all be cleaning up all the common mistakes that I bring up all the time, um, and really starting to work on other aspects of the game where there becomes working with Central to go get vision together, making roams, making three-man dives top, four-man dives bottom, setting up aggressive teleport plays. A lot of the times you can set up those aggressive teleport plays too with a ward from Central. So then the exchange can be Dawn actually shoves mid lane and then he starts to roam towards top. And Central has dropped a ward basically somewhere in their backside jungle. I wish I had um, an example ready for you. I know it happened in one of the games today in LCS, but they basically TP'd to the enemy blue buff when they're on the blue side and just four-man ganked the bottom lane and then took Dragon right afterwards. That's the kind of stuff that you guys can start doing too. So talk to me about these VODs and we'll continue to keep getting better. Good job, boys.